Ontario is said to have some of the most fertile soil in all of Canada, and Toronto sits on the most fertile soil in Ontario. Yet scientists tell us that we have lost our connection with the environment, which is why more and more farmers are selling their land to builders.
For farms, there's going to be more crops lost.
As we start thinking about how we're going to tackle climate change, for instance, the food system accounts for 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions. And about slightly over half of that is because of the way in which we ship food. So the average dinner that you enjoy in the evening usually travels about 2,000 kilometers before it reaches your plate. And so that obviously spews out a lot of greenhouse gas emissions.
As a society, we've lost our connection to our weather and our natural systems. We don't have to grow our own food. It comes from China quite often. We aren't very connected to our local farmers.
And so one of the big issues that farmers are facing is development pressures on their land. And that's being compounded by the income crisis that farmers are facing. So the fact that farmers are finding it increasingly difficult to earn a reasonable income working the land puts pressure on them to sell that land to developers.
When people try to do a 100-mile diet, they never understood before where their food came from in the past and how they are going to be able to find food even to be able to exist on at this time.
And so I think one of the challenges facing agriculture in all of Ontario, but particularly in the Greenbelt, is that we have to come up with ways that farmers can earn a good income farming the land, and so there won't be an incentive to sell their land to developers.
If you think back 150 years or more, people lived in these areas, they knew how to be able to do it. It's not that it's impossible, it's just that it takes a little bit of time to look into and find out exactly how that needs to get done.
More and more farmers are having less access to water because a lot of the creeks and rivers are going dry, and they're not able to get the volumes that they need.
There is a candidate for the Green Party that is living in Brant, and he's an organic farmer, and he is expecting to lose 2 of his crops this year because of the lack of rainfall. That kind of situation is not pleasant for a farmer because there's nothing really in place for them in order to secure their income. That will be a huge loss to that farmer.